Hey everyone, it's Valentine's Day, and as you all know, it's very important to spend this little holiday with your sweetheart. Welcome back, part 3 of the new radiator install. A few things I need to do before I can reinstall everything. I need to make a brace for the radiator, just basically a bar that the radiator will sit on that will attach to either side of the frame, and make sure that the hoses fit, and then we can reinstall. So let me fabricate some. I need to make the plates that cover the ends of the frame as well, so let me do that and then bolt on a brace at the bottom, and then we can finally get this thing back together. I now have all my metal bits sorted. So I made these end plates to go on the ends of the frames, and I made these little slightly bent brackets. I'll show you what they're for after, but first of all I want to weld these on. So I didn't want them sticking away out, I kind of wanted them smooth. So what I've done is I've beveled the edges so that I can weld in there all the way around and then grind them down smooth, give them a paint. So I'll get these on first and then I'll show you what those little brackets are for. So these welds actually turned out pretty decent, so I'm not going to bother grinding them down. No one's going to see them. I'm going to paint them. They're not structural, although they are pretty solid and chunky. Right, let me explain what these little brackets are for. Okay, there's one there and one there. They get bolted onto this angle iron. These little plates will get welded onto the underside of this. Okay, and this will be my lower radiator support bar. Now the reason that these are angled is obviously the radiator sits back, and I wanted this panel or this area flush against the bottom of the radiator, hence why it's now angled. Now because I'm putting these in with bolts and not just welding them on, I can adjust the height. Now obviously I'll be putting some sort of rubber mat there. I might actually make a couple of cradles that completely hold the bottom of the radiator in. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, it's really just for weight, so that when the extra weight is in the radiator with the water and whatnot, it's not just getting supported by these, it will get supported by this as well. So I will weld these little plates on, and then when I'm happy with all that, I will give it a paint, and then we can finally get this thing back together. We are all welded and painted. I even gave them a quick paint, why not? So, I've got my lower radiator hose in the right place, and I know it fits. I've got the rubber extension already on the radiator, just to make life a bit easier. So now we can reassemble. The only adjustment I still have to make is I need to drill a hole on the fender to fit one of these holes, or both of these holes, because it was already too far back. Sorry, the fender was already too far forward, so I need to just drill a couple of holes in the corresponding area on the fender. These holes should all line up. Let's get to it. bits of car in my head. Well, that took way longer than I expected. Anyway, we're back together. Everything except the front indicators. Because of where I've mounted the radiator, I don't have access in the grille to tighten them up, so I'll need to relocate them. Don't really want to drill more holes, but if I have to, I have to. Right, I need to find some coolant now, and I require opening the garage door for that, so I better get my jumper on. Hey! Actually, one of them is just water, so I'm going to put some water on it first, just to see if it leaks. I don't want to be wasting my coolant if I've got a leak that I need to tighten up, so let me throw in the water, the drain plug at the bottom of the radiator. I don't know if you screw it in or screw it out, and it's a reverse screw just to really confuse me. So I guess we'll find out. Goodness. I'm using a funnel, but it just keeps on overflowing. I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, we're good for a test start. I'm going to do it in 2 stages. I'm going to start it up and get it warm enough, just enough to get it out the garage. I don't want to be smoking up the house. And then when it's outside, let it run for a little bit and then switch it off, and then probably top it up, let the air get out the system. Okay, here we go. Should probably take it off the jack stands first. Nearly got me. Right, let's try that again. And don't panic, I know I've still to tighten up my front wheels, got to torque them up, but I'm not going anywhere just now, I'm just going out to the drive. So I'm going to let it just cool down, relieve the pressure. Not cool down, just enough to relieve the pressure so I can take the cap off and top it up. I better go and get some warm water. I don't like putting cold water in a warm engine. Do you know what I mean? That should be long enough. I don't have hood rods yet, so I just need to carry a toolbox everywhere I go, which I'll be doing anyway. Okay, let us top up. Right, I'm going to start it with the cap off. See if we can get all the bubbles out. See how the temperature's doing so far. We'll give it 10 minutes and see where the temperature's at, okay? Well, I let it run for a while. And then I took the cap off and I let it run without the cap, and then it threw the coolant out all over the floor. So I had to fill it back up again. Thing is, guys, it seems to be running quite hot. I just googled temperature, and 210 apparently isn't too bad, but you can be the judge of that. Maybe it just needed to circulate. I'll keep an eye on that, but I think we're okay. Right then, I better just monitor the heat situation. It seemed a bit high when it was sitting there, 210 and upwards. Maybe it's just that I need a bigger fan, maybe I need 2 fans, maybe it just needs to circulate a bit more, maybe I need to go for a drive. So many options. Right, I am done. I am frozen. It's pretty nasty. Have you noticed I don't have my front flashers on? And I don't have my unicorn. Because I fitted the huge radiator, I no longer have access to the inside to fasten the indicators and Bugsy's ornament. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Okay, before you go, Rocker Pat has posted a little video. It's a bit of a cold start challenge, so click up there and see what he's been up to today. He's mad. Right folks, thanks for watching, and remember to click in the Facebook link below if you want to join in the fun. You can post your page, your YouTube channel, whatever you like. But that's me for now. I'm frozen. At least that's done. And thanks for everyone's help. And leave a comment if you think 210 is a wee bit high. I'm hoping it's just because it's idle. There can't be anything else. It's a huge fan. Right, take care everyone. See you in the next one. Bye.